Memorial High School take on the Rangeley Lakers for the Western Maine Class D Girls Championship. With all of today's action, here's Don Bumpus and Dave Cheever.
And good afternoon, everybody. Live from the Augusta Civic Center, we have crowned two champions in this so far, David. The Kennebunk girls and the York boys are in the state finals, and now the third champion will be crowned in just about an hour and a half as Valley-Bingham takes on Rangeley.
We're going to have an interesting game here, Don. Roy Pilot comes in here with his Valley group. They've lost twice to the Rangeley Lakers. He's played two different tempos. He's tried to figure out how can he get his girls over the top against the Rangeley Lakers, who come in here seeded number one. They lost one game all year. They lost it to Forest Hills by 4 points. Heidi DeRaps has done a great job with her kids, and they know what it takes to win here. They've been here before. In fact, she was here before as well. She was on that first group that won a championship here in 1984 in Class D out of Rangeley. She knows what it takes, her kids know what it takes, and they know that to get to that final spot in the state championship, they're going to have to deal with Valley.
And we know what it takes to bring you great coverage from the Augusta Civic Center in the B, C, and D tournament. Part of that coverage on the sidelines, roaming around all over the place. Here he is, Bob Gardner. Bob?
Thanks, guys. It's not Kentucky, it's not Indiana, but the folks here, the 1,500 people, couldn't be more excited about this ball game that's coming up. It's a natural rivalry between Valley and Rangeley, and watching and listening to Don and Dave. So we're not that far away. Let's go back to the boys.
Okay, thank you, Bob. And you know, it is only the first of 4 games that we have today. We have the boys D final right after that, and later on tonight, the 2 Class C finals for both boys and girls. And what I want to bring to everybody's attention, you already see it on the screen, but the T-shirts out here today. The Rangeley Lakers have T-shirts that say, "How bad do you want it?" On the back it says, "Real bad. Real bad." And, of course, the Valley Cavaliers, their T-shirts on the front say,
what time is it?
What time is it? It's game time. And we're just about getting down to game time, about a minute before we go to the player introductions. Valley today will have to stop Karen Spaulding. Karen Spaulding has set tournament records for most points scored in a game. She scored 32 in the semifinal, so Valley will have to stop her.
What Heidi DeRaps is thinking that Valley's going to look to do is slow the ball game down. The first time these two teams played, it was a 15-point margin of victory for Rangeley. It was a 65-50 contest. They played the second time. Roy Pilot said, "Okay, wait a minute. I can't beat you if I play an up-tempo style. Why don't I slow it down? I want to make sure of my offense." He did. He made sure of his offense. He just didn't get enough of it. It was 38-18.
Okay, let's go to player introductions now. And the voice of public address announcer, Bob Burns.
Yeah. Hey, that's where your pay's coming from today.
That's the voice of Bob Burns. Here he is now, Bobby Burns on the PA.
Good afternoon, basketball fans. Welcome to the Augusta Civic Center and today's Class D Western Maine final game between Valley, the visitors in the dark uniforms, and Rangeley, the home team in the light uniforms. Your officials, Scott Dyke and Dave O'Brien. The scorers, Lee Campbell. Timer, Bob McGuire. Score clock is Bucky Sproul. Trainers are Bud Fulton and Highland Robinson. Introducing first the team members from Valley. Number 12, Bridget Paddock. Number 14, Suzanne Vaughn. Number 20, Lindsay Cool. Number 22, Heather Cool. Number 30, Cheryl McDonald. Number 44, Shayna Parker. Number 50, Charity Nichols. For Rangeley, number 3, Tori Hoffman. Number 4, Allison Morton. Number 5, Kelly Morton. Number 12, Pam Haley. Number 15, Jessica Malloy. Number 20, Lisa McLaughlin. Number 25, Liz Linnell. Number 30, Beth Sheehan. Your starting lineup at forward, number 54, 5'7" senior, Kelly Sweet. At forward, number 21, 5'7" junior, Becca Thomas. At forward, number 34, 5'4" senior, Christy Littlefield. At forward, number 23, 5'8" senior, Sarah Bicknell. At center, number 40, 5'7" junior, Christina Hobbs. At center, number 24, 5'10" junior, Amy Danforth. At guard, number 32, 5'3" senior, Corey Brochu. At guard, number 10, 5'6" junior, Karen Spalding. At guard, number 24, 5'5" freshman, Becca Hobbs. At forward, number 14, 5'6" senior, Beth Morton. Coach for Valley is Roy Pilot, and the coach for Rangeley is Heidi DeRatz.
The officials today, in case you didn't catch them, from PA announcer Bob Burns, Dave O'Brien from Kittery Point, and Scott Dyke from Skowhegan. And now we will rise for the playing of our national anthem. And we are ready for the Class D Western Girls Final. Winner here goes to the state championship next Thursday in a ball game that you will see right here on Maine Public Television.
From the Bangor Auditorium, if memory serves me correctly.
That is correct. Here are the Lakers out first. Morton, Spalding, Danforth, Thomas, and Bicknell. Now, here are the Cavaliers. Hobbs, Brochu, Littlefield, Hobbs, Christina, and Kelly Sweet. Sweet will jump it off with May Danforth. It's spelt like you would want to say Amy, but she prefers the pronunciation May. Now the tap. Controlled by Rangeley and Becca Thomas. Thomas up quickly. On the right side to Bicknell. She just dropped it out of bounds off the dribble.
Rangeley's going to want to play an up-tempo game. They want to force the offensive action, and they are very, very proud of their defense.
And they will start their defense with full court pressure. It comes to Christy Littlefield. Littlefield across the timeline, watched by Bicknell, comes into the circle. Left side of the lane to Corey Brochu. Brochu now with the basketball out high to Sweet. Sweet gets it in the center to May Danforth, or to Becca Hobbs, rather. Pardon me. Here's Littlefield driving the lane, puts it up around the rim and in. Valley strikes first. 2-zip just underway here in the first quarter. Karen Spalding, who set a tournament record for most points in a game, has the basketball now on the top of your screen. Spalding, right side, back out on top. It comes to Beth Morton. Morton loops it underneath for Bicknell. Bicknell in the lane, dumps it off to a May Danforth. She lays it up and in.
Nice interior passing there by the Lakers.
It is a tie score, 2-2. Valley and Rangeley in the Class D ladies final. With the basketball, Littlefield. Now gets it off on the side to Christina Hobbs. Gets it right back to Sweet at the top, and now Becca Hobbs. Hobbs in the circle to Littlefield. Littlefield dumps it back. And on her drive will pick up the foul.
So far in 2 possessions by the Lakers, we've seen Valley play in a straight man-to-man defense. Corey Brochu's got the big assignment there. Her job is to keep Spalding under 20. If she can keep her under 20, Roy Pilot thinks she's got a chance to win this thing.
Here's Sweet in the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound comes down to a May Danforth. Dropped it out of bounds, but they say it was hit by Christina Hobbs. And so the ball goes right back to the Rangeley Lakers. And Beth Morton will trigger it in. Aaron Spaulding with the basketball on the dribble, comes top of the key. Here's Spaulding into the circle. To Morton. Morton loops it in underneath. It's intercepted by Christy Littlefield of Valley. And now with the basketball, Becca Hobbs. To Christina Hobbs, out on top to Kelly Sweet. Now to Corey Brochu. Brochu, guarded by Karen Spaulding, gets it back out on top to Littlefield. And Christy dumps it for Rebecca Hobbs. Hobbs now with the ball. Littlefield. Littlefield will drive the paint. Dishes it off. Inside to Hobbs, who lays it up and in. Becca makes it 4-2.
Once you got that half step on Becca Thomas, it became a 2-on-1 and a nice piece of work offensively by Valley.
Bicknell falls down in the corner on the pass, and Sarah called on the travel. So the ball goes right back over to Valley. Down court pass quickly. Christina Hobbs drifts in, guarded by Bicknell. She lays it up and in. It is 6-2. And the #1 seed, Rangeley, trailing by 4. Now the stoppage of play, and that is for debris on the court.
It's not debris, it's a hair ribbon, Don.
Was it a hair ribbon that
Yeah, it
fell
was.
off? It's Becca Hobbs' hair ribbon. She's still struggling with it. Here's Spaulding. Spaulding, 15-footer, up the back of the iron, no good. Rebound in the lane, down to Valley. Christina Hobbs went hard to pull it down. Now here's Littlefield on the dribble. Littlefield, watched by Becca Thomas. Sends it back out on top to Hobbs. She drives the paint. Gets it off to Christina Hobbs. Christina now in the lane. Tried to put it up. It's partially blocked, and coming away with it, Becca Thomas. Ahead to Bicknell. Bicknell, left side of the lane. Puts up the shot. It's no good. Rebound, tried to control it, was a May Danforth, but could not really get to it.
Danforth was tripped up a little bit by Sweet. Incidental contact, good, no call.
They let it go. And now with the basketball, Christy Littlefield. Littlefield over the timeline. Watched by Becca Thomas. Slaps the ball away momentarily, but Kelly Sweet there to pick it up for Valley. Christina Hobbs. To Becca Hobbs. Becca has it slapped away, and Bicknell on the floor trying to control. They tie it up. Possession arrow will belong to the Valley Cavaliers. Just underway, 4:26 left to go here in the first quarter. It is Valley 6 and Rangeley 2. Now Brochu gets it into Sweet. The quick shot is no good, and the rebound taken away by the Lakers, and they start to run. Up quickly comes Spaulding. Out on top to Bicknell, the three-pointer on the way. Swish! Sarah Bicknell makes it a 6-5 ball game. Valley is leading by 1. And in the backcourt, Christy Littlefield will bring it up. Watched by Becca Thomas. Into the paint. Knocked away and picked up by Rangeley. Bicknell ahead now to Spaulding. Spaulding, right side of the lane. Banks it up. It's no good. The rebound of May Danforth puts it up. That's no good. And Becca Thomas puts it back up and in.
Height advantage there for the Lakers, Don. Offensive boards should belong to the girls in white.
Rangeley has the lead for the first time this afternoon. They lead it by 7-6. 3:25 left to go here in the opening period. Here's Becca Hobbs with the long shot that is no good. The rebound, Danforth. Kicked out to Bicknell, and now Spaulding's got it. Spaulding comes top of the key on the dribble. To Beth Morton on the right side. Into the paint it comes to Bicknell. The quick pass over to Becca Thomas. Now Bicknell with the three-pointer on the way, off the rim, no good. In fact, it didn't even hit the rim. And fell into the hands of Kelly Sweet, but she dropped it out of bounds. Some changes now for Valley. Heather Kuhl comes in, and Shayna Parker comes in. Sweet will sit down.
She's going to take a break first. She's winded, but I think she's going to head to the locker room for a minute as well.
Needs a little blow. Here's Spaulding, the three-pointer on the way, off the back of the iron, no good. Shayna Parker high to grab the rebound. And Valley comes back. Becca Hobbs, watched by Morton. Morton steals the basketball, and now a foul to be called on Christy Littlefield, rather, as she tried to retrieve it for Valley. That is number 1 personal foul for Littlefield, and the first team foul against Valley. Each team has 1 foul here in this first quarter.
Excellent quickness defensively by the Lakers.
Number 14, Beth Morton, picked up by Becca Hobbs. Out top. Now, the quick pass. Down underneath in the quick shot. Taken by Spalding. It is no good. Spalding has not scored here in the first quarter. And they need a big game out of her.
Tied up underneath. There you see it. Classic. Which girl's got the advantage? You tell me. The one in the knee brace, I think, hurts.
She loses the draw. Now into Bicknell. She lays it up and in. It's 9-6. Rangeley leading by 3. 2:14 left to go in the opening quarter.
Shayna Parker's knee was bent back there. I know she's wearing a brace for a reason.
That may be it. Here's Christy Littlefield with the basketball to Parker on the right side. Parker tried to work it off to Christina Hobbs, and she got tripped as she went into the center, and she will pick up the personal foul.
It's going to go on Spalding, who's yet to get her offensive game on track.
I'll tell you, we were here for the semifinals. When she gets that offensive game on track, she lights the place up. But so far, nothing happening for Karen here this afternoon. Inbounds pass to Parker. Worked out on top to Christina Hobbs. And now thrown away. Intended the pass for Heather Cool, but the pass way behind her. And Valley commits the turnover. 1:47 left to go here in the opening period.
Heidi Giraffe's right there giving a little instruction.
Marvelous coaches on both sides for Valley and for the Rangeley Lakers. Here's Becknell driving from the left side of the lane, puts up the shot, no good. Battle for the rebound, and they will tie it up. Possession arrow will belong to Valley of Bingham. You see the back of Christy Littlefield to put it in play. Works it into Heather Cool, and Heather, couple of dribbles. Now trying to break the timeline, and intercepted by Sarah Bicknell. Down court, Becca Thomas lays it up and in.
Nice lead pass there.
11-6. Took Rangeley a little time to get uncorked here, but now they're cooking.
Thomas almost traveled on that play, but a nice lead pass by Bicknell.
Here's Becca Hobbs. Off to Heather Cool. Cool with the basketball. Underneath to Christina Hobbs. Bat out to Becca. She takes the shot off the rim, no good. Rebound fight is on, and Christina Hobbs comes away with it for Valley. To Becca. Working on the right side now. To Cool. Out on top to Shayna Parker. Watched by Bicknell. Cool. And Becca Hobbs. To the circle. To Christina Hobbs. Baseline. Cruises underneath. Lays it up and in.
Nice baseline pick there. Again, incidental contact and a good no call. She made herself free and made the layup.
15 seconds left to go in the period. Spalding. Off to Becca Thomas. Thomas with it. Takes the shot. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Cool, and she dumps it back there for Christy Littlefield. Littlefield with 2 seconds left to go to Hobbs. Hobbs at the buzzer takes the shot. Off the rim, no good. And so we've come 1/4 of the way in the Class D girls' final game for Western Maine. At the end of 1 quarter, it's Rangeley 11 and Valley 8. And we'll be right back.
The music is unmistakable. The lyrics come from the heart.
Just like a woman.
And the message became the voice of a generation.
But at times they are changing.
Now join one of the greatest lineups of performing artists ever assembled for a once-in-a-lifetime all-star tribute to Bob Dylan. The Bob Dylan 30th anniversary celebration in the spotlight.
I can remember when Rolling Stone on Bob Dylan's 30th birthday published their front cover sheet with the slogan, "How does it feel?" Catch that program.
How
on Maine,
does it feel?
Catch that program on Maine Public Television. You'll enjoy it. In this one, we hope you're enjoying this. The Class D Western Final for girls. It is Rangeley 11 and Valley 8. And Beth Morton will put it in play for the Rangeley Lakers.
She waved you on the way by, Don.
Did she?
She set up right in front of us, gave you a little wave.
Now here's Karen Spaulding. Becca Thomas in the corner, looking inside. Back out on top to Beth Morton. To a May Danforth, to Thomas, to Morton in the circle. Here's Spaulding, three-pointer on the way, did not get it. Rebound down. Corey Brochu had a chance, but it's going to be tied up on the floor as Karen followed it in and tied it up.
Quick call.
Possession arrow will belong to Valley-Bingham. Lakers show full court pressure on defense. Pick them up early.
Even in slow motion, the call looked quick, Don.
It did. Here's Christy Littlefield. Becca Hobbs at the free throw line. Back to Kelly Sweet. To Littlefield. Littlefield, bothered by Thomas, got it off to Christina Hobbs. Christina will drive the paint, tied up by Bicknell. And Rangeley will get the advantage of the possession arrow this time, so a good play by Sarah Bicknell of the Lakers.
But a little lucky there too, Don. As she's reaching in, she didn't get much of the ball.
But enough of it to call the tie-up. Spaulding wants to drive right, does so. Looped underneath to her from Thomas. Her shot is no good, and the rebound taken away by Valley and Kelly Sweet. Becca Hobbs with the basketball. Valley trails the basketball game by 3 points. Here's Hobbs to Sweet, working on the left side. Corey Brochu, guarded by Spaulding, still dribbling top of the key. Out deep to Christy Littlefield, and she will reset the Valley offense. Underneath, loop, Christina Hobbs, the shot, no good. Grabs her own rebound, puts it up again. It is no good, but she gets fouled. That will either go against Sarah Bicknell or Beth Morton.
Valley's had a hard time getting their offense on track. The tenacious defense by Valley, or by Rangeley rather, and Heidi DeRaps was saying before the game, that's the hallmark of their team this year. They will score about 60 points a game, unless you want to really take the air out of the ball. But in addition to scoring those 60, they don't give up many. You have to earn every point you get against the Lakers.
Here's the junior forward, Christina Hobbs, hits the first one. And if Christina can hit the second one, we'll have a 1-point ball game. On the way, it's good. 11-10, Rangeley leads it by 1. Into the basketball game is Liz Linnell for the first time. She just had the ball. Now stolen away by Becca Hobbs. Hobbs working on Morton, takes the shot. It's no good. The rebound comes down, laid up by Kelly Sweet off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for, and Amie Danforth comes away with it. Up quickly to Becca Thomas. Thomas, right side of the lane. Gives way to Bicknell. It is blocked by Christina Hobbs. Rangeley maintains control to a May Danforth. Underneath, she lays it up. It's no good. Sweet falls down. Becca Thomas steps into a crowd and lays it in. 13-10. Rangeley is leading by 3.
If Roy Pilot wants Valley to slow it down, the girls aren't listening.
Now they're pushing it up. Here's Littlefield to Sweet. Her shot is no good. Christina Hobbs lays it up around the rim, no good. And knocked out of bounds, and we're going to get a whistle for a foul, I believe. This one may go against Kelly Sweet or Christina Hobbs. They were both there.
We're getting the push call, and yes, it is against Valley.
Kelly Sweet, that's her first personal foul. It is the second foul against Valley. And the Cavaliers want to talk it over. And I believe this timeout actually was called by Rangeley. So with 5:27 left to go in the first half, our score, the Rangeley Lakers 13 and the Valley-Bingham Cavaliers 10.
And we're sitting here, Don, with Karen Spaulding has not scored a point yet.
This is something that I don't think Rangeley expected. They do have the 3-point lead, but Spaulding has really lit up the Augusta Civic Center in the semifinal and quarterfinal games. She set a record, as we mentioned, of 32 points in the semifinal game that Rangeley won. But so far, the people from Valley have shut her down.
But to be fair, Rangeley has not run plays other than the one that brought her in for a baseline layup, and she left that one short. As you said, once she gets her offense cranked, then the Cavaliers may be in trouble. But for right now, they're willing to take Bicknell and Thomas as the offensive thrust and Danforth if Spaulding wants to kind of lay out of this game.
Here she comes driving to the right side, dumps it off to Bicknell, in underneath to Danforth. Danforth gets it away to Becca Thomas. Now to Danforth, free throw line, no good. And a whistle for a foul, and I think they may call this one on a May Danforth.
It's going to be on Danforth. But nice hustle play by Danforth. She realized she was in the lane too long. She checked out, checked right back in, flashed into the paint, got the ball, got the shot away, and was frustrated that she left it short, went after the rebound.
And she goes out, and Liz Linnell comes in for Rangeley. Full court pressure again by the Lakers, and stolen by Bicknell underneath to Becca Thomas. To Morton, her shot off the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound, and on the collision between Becca Hobbs and Becca Thomas, the two Beccas come together. They're going to call a foul.
Going to give him the Sergeant Schultz.
Going to call it
Everybody, Becca, Becca, Becca.
They're going to call it on Becca Thomas. Becca Hobbs, rather.
Okay.
Stop that. Here's the inbounds pass. Linnell has it. Now back out on top. It comes to Thomas. To Spaulding. The three-pointer is no good. Grabs her own rebound in the corner. Now Thomas. Morton. Linnell. Back to Morton. Looped underneath for Linnell and over her hands and picked off by Corey Brochu of the Lakers. Of the Cavaliers, rather. And now ahead to Becca Hobbs. Hobbs with the basketball back out on top to Christy Littlefield. This is Kelly Sweet with it. 4.5 minutes left to go in the half. Brochu. Watched by Bicknell. Now to Heather Kuhl, looped underneath for Littlefield. She lays it up and in. 13-12. Rangeley leads by 1. Liz Linnell, left side of the lane to Thomas. And Morton with the basketball now. To Heather Thomas, free throw circle. Into the paint, back to Thomas. And Becca will leave it there for Karen Spaulding. Spaulding, right-hand corner. The quick shot taken by Thomas, no good. Battle for the rebound, it comes out of bounds. If you're just tuning in, you're seeing high school championship basketball. Valley versus Rangeley. This is the Class D girls game. Glad to have you along with us. That's for you people who get up at noon. 13-12. Rangeley leading Valley of Bingham. Thomas with the ball. Spaulding, right-hand corner, right side of the lane. Now to Bicknell. She tries to thread the pass through. It's knocked out of bounds. This will be Rangeley basketball. As she tried to thread it through a crowd, and the pass really wasn't there.
Good defense by Becca Hobbs. Linnell was there, but you've got to really put a bounce pass with zip on it if you want to get it all the way across the lane.
The inbounds pass to Linnell is stolen. And the Cavaliers will come back. Christy Littlefield, guarded by Becca Thomas. Gets it off to Shayna Parker. Now near the circle. This is Lindsay Kuhl, or Heather Kuhl, rather. Brochu has it knocked out of bounds from Beth Morton. And that will be Valley basketball.
Three times down the floor, Don, Karen Spaulding's had the ball in her hands and has dished it off. I don't think that she's walking away from her offense. I think she wants to get everybody involved, but at some point, one of those has got to be a shot and it's got to go in.
That's right, because we've got a one-point ball game right now. Here's Brochu to Littlefield. Drives the lane from the right side and knocked out of bounds. They're going to call the foul on Sarah Bicknell, and Sarah don't believe it.
Well, she should. She did move in, and she tried to cut off the baseline, and as she did, watch this. You'll see the collision.
Here it is, bang. 23
on the move. She got the body, and that was not incidental contact. She was going after the ball.
Look at the expression.
Ah, gee.
Wow. Now, Shayna Parker had the shot, did not take it. Becca Hobbs has the shot, does take it off the rim. Bicknell with the rebound. Karen Spaulding down quickly. Becca Thomas, left side, cross court. It comes to Morton. She's open, takes the 15-footer, no good. Rebound in the lane by Thomas, and back out on top now to Bicknell. Comes quickly to Liz Linnell, returns it to Bicknell. The quick shot is off the rim and in. 15-12. Rangeley by 3 with 2.5 minutes left to go before we break for the half.
Valley moves the ball very well.
Very patient, deliberate offense. Here's Littlefield cruising the lane. Leaves it for Christina Hobbs. She is tripped by Bicknell and will get the whistle for the foul. Here's the trip coming up.
Boom.
Whoops.
Foul trouble is what cost the Lakers when they played Forest Hills.
The only game they lost.
The
all
only game
season.
they lost. And Heidi DeRaps, the coach of the Lakers, said, look, you know, our girls are disciplined enough. We learned a lot in that game. We should have won it.
Here's Valley with the basketball, and it comes quickly to Parker. Her shot is over the iron, no good. And the rebound down to Rangeley. Lakers come back. Karen Spaulding into the circle. Linnell. Becca Thomas back to Linnell. Her shot, and she was grabbed on the arm. This one may go against Christina Hobbs.
It ought to. Christine knew it, too. She smiled. Got her right on the arm.
Liz Linnell will go to the line, number 25.
May Danforth comes back in, and Bicknell takes a seat. Good substitution here. They haven't lost any height. In fact, they've gained some height. Maybe lost a little lateral quickness, but Bicknell needed the break.
Linnell gets the first one, runs the score 16-12. Rangeley by 4. And Liz can put them on top by 5 by canning this one. And she does. So the Lakers lead it by 5 with 2 minutes left to go. Here before halftime. Long down court pass to Christina Hobbs. Loose on the lane. Lays it up and in. 17-14. Rangeley leads it by 3. 1:55 to go in the half. Beth Morton guarded by Hobbs. To Thomas in the right-hand corner. Back out on top, it comes to Karen Spaulding. Spaulding, the three-pointer on the way, off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound, Littlefield of Valley. And Christie brings it back. Cavaliers now. Christie with the three-pointer, rims the basket in and out. Shayna Parker, the rebound, partially blocked by a May Danforth, and back come the Lakers on the run. Spaulding to Beth Morton, it's out of bounds. Great defensive hustle by Valley that time, and Christina Hobbs.
Couldn't necessarily pick it up, but she put such a forward spin on that basketball bounce pass that when it hit the floor, it actually accelerated coming off the floor, and it was very tough to handle.
It was. 1:16 left to go. Here's Becca Hobbs, top of the circle, guarded by Morton, runs into a pick underneath to Christina Hobbs. She's bullying her way in, and they're going to call a foul on a May Danforth. But boy, it was
just enough hesitation there to have you guessing,
look at
didn't it?
Christina push here. He's pushing away, pushing
It was
away.
the establishment of position.
That's right, and a May did not establish position. She was moving right down the baseline with her. 68 seconds, all that remains of the first half. Of May Danforth comes out.
Jessica Mallory's come in. It's the first shot, or first game action for her. And it is slightly amazing that we've played all but 1:08 of the first half, and Karen Spaulding still is not on the board.
That's something they'll talk about. This is a 1-and-1 opportunity. And Christina Hobbs hits the first one, so she'll get a crack at the second one. And she can bring Valley now within 1 point. Very tight ball game from the Augusta Civic Center this afternoon. She does. Christina Hobbs does it just perfect. 17-16. Rangeley leading by 1 point. Karen Spaulding on the right side as we go under a minute to play in the first half. Liz Linnell. Becca Thomas, left side of the lane. Back out on top to Morton. Holds the basketball, guarded by Hobbs. Now to Karen Spaulding. Back out on top to Morton. Brochu is doing a great defensive job on Spaulding right now, and on the drive, the whistle for the foul underneath. Referees in today's game, David O'Brien, who called that foul you're looking at right now. Scott Dyke is the other referee. Heather Cool picks up her first personal.
Nice to see here. Mallory took the ball right to the hole. You don't often see somebody who comes in off the bench and immediately wants to get involved in the offense. But she had the baseline, she took it, got fouled, almost had the basket.
Jessica rolls the first one off the rim. She's shooting 2 shots. Second one on the way. Tie ball game. We are tied at 17.
No, 18-16.
Oh, no, 18-16.
We're okay.
I'm sorry. My mistake, my correction. It's 18-16. Drive those people in the truck nuts, huh? 18-16, folks. 24 seconds left to go. Here's Becca Hobbs to Brochu. They will play for the last shot. Brochu right through the circle on the dribble, did not drive the paint. And we go down to 10 seconds left to go. Becca Hobbs in the lane, dishes it off to Christina. She lays it up and in.
Has Christina Hobbs played a half or what?
And that will tie us at 18. And if we go off, because she'll have a chance at the three-point play here with a point lead for Valley-Bingham, watch the far stands erupt. They're the number 3 seed, Rangeley the number 1 seed. Here's Christina. At the line. Got it. Valley leads by 1, 19-18. Spaulding, the desperation shot at the buzzer is no good. And the underdog, Valley-Bingham, goes off at halftime with a 1-point lead at the end of the first half. And the girls' Class D Western final game, our score, the Valley Cavaliers 19 and the Rangeley Lakers 18. Quite a half of basketball, David.
Not bad at all. If I'm Roy Pilot, I'm going to the locker room and I'm saying, you know what? We done good. And Christina Hobbs, who did not take a break in that half, I'm telling you, she played a great half of basketball.
The Valley High Cavaliers have done good. The Rangeley Lakers have done good. The difference, 1 point in the basketball game, 19-18 in favor of Valley at the half. And from the Augusta Civic Center, we'll be right back after this.
Today's second game features the Hyde School Phoenix taking on the Valley Memorial High School Cavaliers for the Western Maine.
Okay, we are back at the Augusta Civic Center. Our score at the half, Valley 19, Rangeley 18. Not really a surprise, but now, later on this afternoon, we're going to have another basketball game later on tonight, and we'll be sharing the microphone with Maureen Cooper. She, right now, is with Bob Gardner. Let's go to Bob. Bob?
Okay, thanks, guys. We got a great game going, and I've got a lady right here with me who has had a lot of involvement in women's basketball, Maureen Cooper. Maureen, thanks for being here. What did you think of that first half?
Well, a pretty close matchup here. Both teams playing tough, so it could go either way here. 19-18.
Tough one to call, you're right. Maureen, in case any of you didn't know out there, has been inducted for the Maine Hall of Fame. And Maureen, tell us a little bit about how that all came about.
Well, for my career at Southern Maine, definitely my scoring records and other records there, and it's such an honor to know that I'm going to be inducted in there with Billy Swift, Lisa Blaze, you know, Joni Benoit Samuelson. It's quite an honor.
It's wonderful. And Maureen, specifically, am I right that what you had the most points scored in 4 years of basketball for Division III in the entire country?
Yes,
right?
and a few years ago, I'm not sure, 89 or 90, a girl broke that record, but that's all right. We didn't have 3 points then, you know, we didn't have 3-point shots, so that would have helped me.
Yeah. Maureen, there's a gentleman between us. Could you introduce him to our viewers?
This is my son Wade, and he's 2 years old. Can you say hi, Wade? No, he's usually with Daddy on interviews.
Right. And speaking of Daddy, he's busy doing what? And tell those who might not know who Daddy is.
He's a Class A girls basketball coach for the Lawrence Bulldogs, who's won the state championship 2 years in a row, hoping to go for a third one, and doing well so far.
Yeah, it's basketball has got to be. Your life is full of basketball. You said you're still playing a bit of basketball down in Portland in a league.
Down in South Portland, there are a lot of older people like my age are playing in a league, and we just go there every Sunday and play. 6 teams in the league, and so far our team's doing pretty well.
And is there a daughter in the family yet?
Yes, I have a daughter who's 3.5 years old, Cassandra. Yes.
Well, Maureen, thanks so much for being with us, and congratulations on your great career. We know there's a lot ahead for you. In fact, tonight you're going to be doing color in the Class C competition, and it's great to have you here in this exciting tournament.
Thank you. I'm really excited to do this.
Okay, that's it from here for now.
It's an evening with Peter, Paul, and Mary, beginning with
I'm Patsy Wiggins. Next time on Personally Speaking, a wonderfully fun conversation with Noel Paul Stuckey.
Frankly,
Yes.
not too many people know this, I didn't really think folk music was all that much when I got to Greenwich Village. I came in as a old rhythm and blues singer and a comedian mostly.
Please join us next time on Personally Speaking.
And then it's a brand new Peter, Paul, and Mary concert.
You can make it happen for your whole family by joining America's most popular folk group, Peter, Paul, and Mary. Their musical messages are universal and appeal to the very young and the young at heart. Don't miss this special program for the whole family. Peter, Paul, and Mommy Too.
This one from the Augusta Civic Center is much more than just blowing in the wind, Dave. It's 19-18. Valley on top of Rangeley, and right now we're looking at a mild upset.
Well, don't think twice. It's all right.
Okay.
We're going to toss song titles at you. Here are the stats for the first half of basketball. Here we got a one-point contest as Rangeley and Valley-Bingham going at it. Field goal percentage not real strong for either club, and the surprising one there is the 27% shooting on the part of Rangeley, and a big part of that surprise is Karen Spalding, who has yet to score a point in this contest. She has scored record numbers of points this week here at the Western Class D tournament, and we're expecting more out of her in the second half, but part of that's been Corey Brosh, who's played just great defense on her, and the fact that Karen has not been looking for the shot. She's been looking to pass off as well. Free throws, we haven't had the kids go to the line too much, and the turnovers just about even, as the clubs, remember the fact that Valley's only lost 4 games in the regular season, 2 of those to the club out here they're facing this afternoon, the top-seeded Rangeley Lakers. Heidi DeRaps was saying, we're just taking a look at the Laker cheerleaders. They've got a school of 79 kids, and in the wintertime, there are about 35 or 36 girls in the school. She figures with her 13 and the 15 that are in the cheering program, there are a couple of girls who are on the ski team. She thinks there are 4 girls in all at Rangeley who are not involved in an extracurricular activity. I asked her, I said, do you have to monitor these kids much? Here's the discipline that she has. 10 of her kids are on the honor roll. Anybody who's in any kind of academic difficulty gets to come to practice, but instead of practicing, they have to sit in the athletic director's office and do homework. Oh, she said it only happened once. It's never happened again. So these girls just love to play, and when you deny them the opportunity to play, it just really focuses them. So, I'm expecting a nice half out of Rangeley coming in here for the second half, as they're looking at this thing. They know what they need to do, but to be candid, Roy Pilot's club is playing outstanding basketball. They've frustrated the Lakers to this point, and they have the 2 big people, Bicknell and Danforth, in foul trouble. They've each got 3. So it's going to be a test a little bit of the Rangeley bench.
We're at halftime from the Augusta Civic Center in the Western Maine Class D Girls Final. Our score, Valley of Bingham 19 and Rangeley 18. And we'll be right back after this.
Funding for Maine Public Television's basketball coverage is provided by Husson College, offering master's, baccalaureate, and associate degrees in business, health, and professional studies. And by McDonald's Restaurants of Maine and Eastern New Hampshire.
At the Augusta Civic Center, this game, the Western Class D Girls Final, the first of 4 here today on Maine Public Television. We will have the Class D Western Boys Final coming up for you right after the awards ceremony of this basketball game. That will be played between Hyde and Valley. So Valley has 2 teams, just as York did last night. They have both their girls and boys team here in the Western Maine Final.
And they're sitting opposite us, Don. They're up in the second section. And as the Valley girls went to the locker room at the half, leading by 1 point, those guys were all on their feet. And we could hear them down here. They were leading the cheers for their classmates, their schoolmates out here. As Cavaliers just, you know, they played a darn good half of basketball. And you have to take a look, particularly at Christina Hobbs and Becca Hobbs. And Becca's only a freshman, and she's had, no doubt, a lot of backyard practice dishing the ball off to Christina, who's only a junior herself. These 2 kids are going to be back. This club will be back. But Christina was able to get open on a baseline. Becca would drive the lane, and once she broke down the defense at the top of the key, she was able to set up the 2-on-1s and able to get the ball to her sister up and in.
And yes, and she has been very good, Christina Hobbs, from the line this afternoon. She's hit on 5 foul shots.
5 foul shots, and you know, very coolly, very calm, nice arc on the shot. You know, just nice, excellent form, and you know, the kind of staying cool under pressure. It's the kind of thing that you expect from, say, a senior, but these clubs, having been at it hammer and tong twice already this season, and Valley has nothing to lose. They've come in here, this is not even a rubber game. This is just a case of saying, you're going to respect us out of this one. And so far, they've achieved that and then some.
Here we go, second half. Becca Hobbs to Brochu. Back out on top to Littlefield. Now Brochu with the basketball. Watched by Sarah Bicknell. Works it on the right side to Heather Cool. Right-hand corner. Very patient on the part of Valley. They lead it by 1. Becca Hobbs. To Littlefield. Back to Christina Hobbs. Back out on top to Becca. In the circle. They're going to be very patient with their shots. That's the way they played the first half. Christina Hobbs. Littlefield. Watched by Becca Thomas underneath to Becca Hobbs. She lays it up and in. Well-worked play.
Same play, little variation. Once you break down the defense at the top of the key, you look for the baseline cutter.
Valley leads it by 3, 21 to 18. The pass is intercepted in the lane by Christy Littlefield, and back come the Valley Cavaliers.
Spalding went airborne, took a look. She was trying to go to Becca Thomas, and Thomas had turned her back to set a screen.
Out on top, Heather Cool with the ball to Corey Brochu. Working on the right side, guarded by Spalding. Nearly stolen, but back to Littlefield. 6.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The pass intended for Christina Hobbs, picked off by Sarah Bicknell, and Sarah comes a dribbling and a running. Left side of the lane, lays it up, but before the shot, the foul.
She was getting jostled. She crossed half court, and it looked like they were joined at the hip, heading all the way down to the baseline.
Here they are. That's the tail end of the play. And the inbounds pass. Liz Linnell is in the basketball game. This is Beth Morton. Gets it off to Karen Spalding and lights up the tray. Now, if this gets hot, we got an entirely different basketball game. If Spalding starts to hit, it's 21-21. We're knotted right now. In the tie. And the pass intended for Christina Hobbs, intercepted by Bicknell. She jams down, lays it up and in.
She's the leading scorer for the Lakers right now. She has 9.
And she gives the Lakers a 2-point lead, 23-21. Knocked out of bounds, or perhaps they're calling the foul here. I think they're going to call a foul on Beth Morton. On the down court play.
Just a little reach, and you can see it there. Boom.
Roshu puts the ball in play as we're back to live action. Christina Hobbs. Guarded by Linnell. Back out on top to Becca Hobbs. She starts the dribble, and Morton grabs her again on the arm. Well, let's check that. Other way around. They're going to call it on Littlefield on the screen.
Moving a little bit.
So the ball goes right back to the Rangeley Lakers, and here's Beth Morton across the timeline. Right-hand corner to Bicknell. Taken away from her by Becca Hobbs, and Hobbs will run at the other end. Hobbs into the paint, dishes it to Brochu. Back to Kelly Sweet.
I believe
in
you
the
got to travel. Yep. Brochu lost the handle on a ball. She was trying to dish it back out because she got caught in traffic and took the extra step.
Brochu comes out, and Heather Kuhl re-enters the basketball game.
Saw an exercise in that discipline when Bicknell lost the ball down in the front court. She was very close to chasing and getting that 4th foul,
Here's
and then
Spalding.
held back.
Excuse me, Dave. Here's Spalding again trying to light one up. But off the rim, no good, and Becca Hobbs with the rebound brings it back for Valley. Kelly Sweet. Basketball over her head now on the right side. To Kuhl at the top of the circle, guarded by Spalding. Kuhl to Littlefield. Back out on top to Becca Hobbs. Christina Hobbs. Drives, baseline, right side. Back out on top to Becca. 4.5 minutes left to go, 3rd quarter. And Rangeley by 2. Christina Hobbs, right side of the lane, and she gets bumped by Beth Morton, and the whistle for the foul.
There's Morton's 2nd foul. She actually got trapped in there. That's not her player. And she said, I can't let her get to the backboard. I've got to stop her here. Overpowered.
Good shot of Heather Kuhl with the ball over her head to put it in. Kelly Sweet fakes the shot to Becca Hobbs, and she will set the offense. Hobbs to the paint to Christina Hobbs. The long shot off the rim, no good. The rebound down to Karen Spalding, and she gets the Lakers running, drives in, lays it up, no good. Rebound comes down, and Spalding and Christina Hobbs come together hard. Let's see who's going to pick up the foul. I think it's going to be on Christina.
Christina Hobbs came out of there holding her nose, as I think she caught more of the basketball. She got the body going up and just whacked right in the face.
Karen Spalding will go to the line for the Rangeley Lakers. They lead it by 2, 23-21. Spalding will shoot 2 shots. And the first one on the way. It is good.
4th point on the afternoon for Karen Spalding. Again, a low total, but we knew she wasn't going to be shut out.
Shayna Parker into the basketball game, and Kelly Sweet sits down. Number 54 on your screen. Spalding at the line, trying to collect both ends of the 2-shot foul, and does not. Second one rolls out. 24-21, Rangeley leads it by 3. 4 minutes even left to go in the 3rd quarter. Christina Hobbs to Kuhl, left side of the lane, guarded by Liz Linnell of the Lakers. Out on top to Becca Hobbs. Guarded by Morton, drives into the circle, and we got a whistle. Close call here.
I think it's going to be Morton again.
Going to call it on Beth Morton. Not much contact there. But they call it very, very closely, and maybe sometime here's the replay.
You see, she doesn't have the position established, and she moves in from the side and establishes the body contact, and that's the foul.
Now back to live action. The inbounds pass is grabbed and tied up on the floor, and the possession arrow belongs to Rangeley. so Linnell gets it into Morton, and she will come over the timeline on the dribble, picked up by Becca Hobbs right at half court. Spaulding, left side, back out on top to Morton. Looking inside, gets it to Spaulding. Spaulding drops, puts up the 15-footer. Good! The drive and the quick J by Karen Spaulding, 26-21. Rangeley leads it by 5 points.
The pick by Liz Linnell, the key to that play, as she gave Karen Spaulding just enough room to maneuver.
Here's Shayna Parker. Christina Hobbs at the free throw line. Back out to Brochu, the three-pointer. Bang! 26-24. A 2-point lead for Rangeley now, as the Lakers bring it back down. Spaulding, left side, out on top to Morton. Liz Linnell trying to loop it underneath, stolen by Valley. Becca Hobbs on the run, guarded by Morton. Into the paint, lays it up, off the rim, no good. Grabs a rebound, puts it up again, off the rim, no good. And the rebound down to Rangeley. Becca Thomas with the basketball. To Bicknell to Morton. And Morton on the dribble comes top of the circle, 2:24 left to go in the third quarter. Sarah Bicknell drives, left side of the lane, dishes it off to Liz Linnell. She lays it up around the rim and in. Curled that one in. It is 28-24, Rangeley by 4. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter as Becca Hobbs brings it top of the circle and gives it off to Shayna Parker. Now to Christina Hobbs. She drives the lane, puts up and in. 28-26, Rangeley by 2. 1:50 left to go in the third quarter. Here's Spaulding. No good. And the rebound down to Becca Hobbs, and she will come back for the Valley Cavaliers. Guarded by Becca Thomas. Brochu now on the right side to Shayna Parker, back out on top. To Littlefield. 15-footer, rims the rim and does not drop in. And Bicknell down with the rebound, ahead now to Beth Morton. Right-hand corner. Comes to Becca Thomas. To Bicknell, moves around the defense, in the lane, puts up the running one-hander. It's good, and she got fouled.
Gutsy play by Sarah Bicknell. She had the outside shot. She decided to go closer. And as she cut into the lane, she found a lot of blue shirts. If they'd called her on the player control foul, she'd have had the fourth.
There's Sarah. She can give Rangeley a 5-point lead if she can collect the tail end of this 3-point play here. And they got a lane violation, so no, it's against the Lakers. She will not get to shoot it again. 1 minute and 12 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 30-26, Rangeley is leading by 4. It has been a close game all the way. Now the Valley Cavaliers on the dribble of Becca Hobbs. To Littlefield. Littlefield into the circle. To Brochu. Brochu guarded by Spaulding very closely. Brochu wants to work on the left side. And intercepted by Bicknell. Bicknell on the run. Down to the other end, lays it up and in. 32-26. Rangeley by half a dozen.
Unofficially 13 points for Bicknell.
She has come alive, and what's scoring not being gotten out of Spaulding today, Bicknell is picking up the slack. And that's the way it is with most good teams. Here is Brochu to Sweet. Sweet looking inside. Now will drive the baseline. Right side of the lane, lays it up, off the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Becca Thomas, ahead to Bicknell. Sarah cruises in. Left side of the lane, banks it off the glass and in. And she is hot. 34-26, the Rangeley lead is 8. And at the buzzer, Hobbs throws up a prayer that does not go.
What a quarter by Sarah Bicknell. That was a tremendous move on the baseline as she had Christina Hobbs right on her and was able to bank it from a very difficult angle.
So at the end of 3, our score, the Rangeley Lakers 34 and the Valley Cavaliers 26. We'll be right back after this. WCBB TV, Channel 10, Augusta.
And we are glad that you are.
Well, we're having a heck of a lot of pleasure bringing these games to you, and we hope that you're having a heck of a lot of pleasure watching these games. Valley and Rangeley hooked up in a good one. Rangeley with a 6-point lead as we enter the fourth quarter. Valley has the basketball, and this is Becca Hobbs on the dribble. Right side to Kelly Sweet. To Christina Hobbs in the paint, got the shot up off the rim, no good. And the rebound battled for, and they'll call the foul on Sarah Bicknell.
That's the fourth on Sarah Bicknell. And the key part there, Roy Pilot, I'd be willing to bet the $5 I got in the pocket that Roy Pilot said, look, Cavaliers, we're not going to win unless Christina gets the ball in her hands. We've got to make sure that she's involved in the offense. They get her the ball up top. She drove the lane. In the rebounding action, they get the fourth foul on Bicknell, who now has to leave. And she was such a commanding defensive presence in that third quarter. Advantage here goes to Valley.
Liz Linnell takes her place. They will miss Bicknell. She really lit up the joint in the third quarter. Now stolen. Becca Thomas leaves it for a May Danforth. A May puts it up. It's no good. The rebound, Thomas. Thomas to Beth Morton. Morton, the three-pointer on the way, does not draw iron. And rolls out of bounds. It belongs to Valley.
First thing Beth Morton did was look to Heidi DeRaps, the coach on the bench, said, that's all right, that's all right. You took it in the flow of the play. Just get back in there and play good defense.
You see the score, 34-26. Rangeley leading by 8 points. Just over 7 minutes left to go. Here's Hobbs putting up a shot. It's no good. The rebound down to Karen Spaulding. Spaulding at the other end tries to bang in the 15-footer off the glass. No good. And the rebound down to Valley. The Cavaliers with a bit of a hill to climb now. They trail it by 8 points. Christy Littlefield, fronted by Morton, tries to drive into a crowd and loses control of the ball. Linnell picks it up off the deck. Spaulding with the basketball. Watched by Heather Kuhl outside, drives on Kuhl into the paint. To Heather Thomas, Becca Thomas rather, her shot is no good. But a whistle for a foul underneath. Called by referee Scott Dyke. They call it on Thomas. Rangeley has a foul to give before the 1-and-1. Valley has 2 to give before the 1-and-1. As we start to get into the waning moments of the basketball game. Just over 6 minutes now to go.
Roy Pilot wants a timeout.
He's got to have one. So timeout on the floor with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left. Rangeley 34 and Valley 26. And where do you go from here, Dave?
Well, if I'm Roy Pilot, this is a good timeout to take.
You're looking into their huddle right now.
Because what he's got to do, the last time down the floor, Christina Hobbs took an outside shot. That's not what he wants from her. He wants her involved in the offense, but that offense has to be in the interior. It has to be inside the paint. Anything that comes from out deep, he wants somebody else to be responsible for, but frankly, he'd rather have the ball with Christina down low. Similarly, defensively, he can't really have a complaint. Karen Spaulding's been held to minimal points. He's got Bicknell on the bench. He's saying, look, kids, just take a breath, relax, go back out there. 8 points is not a mountain to overcome. Let's just play our game and remember what got us here, and that's to take the ball inside to Christina, work a little 2-on-1 if they can get it.
And Dave's all right, but I think you just broke your chair. Well,
the trick chair here at the Augusta Civic Center.
Producer Wayne Wachunas is now trying to fix Dave's chair. Now, the inbounds pass.
And again, you saw they brought the ball in the paint to Christina Hobbs. And she dished it off to Sweet. But that's exactly what Roy Pilon wants. He wants her involved, but in the red area.
Here's Littlefield. Out on top to Becca Hobbs to Sweet. Sweet now had a notion, but fronted by a May Danforth. Did not take the shot. Heather Kuhl with the basketball. Wants to work on the right side. And now Hobbs to Christy Littlefield. to Christina Hobbs. Very patient on the offense here to Cool. Sweet. Christina Hobbs, baseline. The drive sends it right back out on top to Sweet. Littlefield. As Christina Hobbs gets knocked down, but Littlefield is walking with the basketball, and it will go over.
Littlefield was looking for the foul call there as Christina Hobbs set up the pick and then got dumped on the play, and I think Littlefield was expecting a whistle and was surprised that she didn't get one.
5 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the basketball game. Here's Becca Thomas to Beth Morton out on top. Watch by Hobbs. Hobbs steals it, and here's Becca at the other end, lays it up and in. 34-26. Rangeley now leading by 8. Thomas, right side to Karen Spaulding. Back to Thomas. Out on top to Beth Morton. Looped to Karen Spaulding. Cannot get the shot off. Being guarded tenaciously by Heather Cool right now. They have denied Karen all game long. Beth Morton with the basketball to Becca Thomas, nearly lost control. She's guarded by Littlefield and now stolen away by Christina Hobbs. And Valley comes down on an important trip with only just a hair more than 4 minutes left to go. Shayna Parker, Christina Hobbs at the top. Littlefield. Cool. Wants to go right on the dribble, guarded by Becca Thomas. All over it. Back out to Becca Hobbs atop. Hobbs, the 15-footer off the back of the glass, no good. Rebound down to Liz Linnell of the Lakers. And back comes Rangeley. Spaulding on the dribble. Left side for Morton. Gets it right back. Now to Becca Thomas on the right. Thomas, cross court, dangerous pass, but gets it to Beth Morton. To Linnell, left-hand corner. Linnell nearly double-teamed as Hobbs slipped in there. Now to the high post to a Mae Danforth, right back out to Morton, and now with it Spaulding.
Good scheme here on the part of the Lakers.
They're going to slow it down a bit. Take a little air out of the ball, as they say. Spaulding has it now in the right-hand corner. And will take it on the dribble, top of the circle as you see. To Morton. Linnell. Back to Morton. Under 3 minutes left to go. Rangeley leading by 8, 34-28. And that's 6. Now the basket scored. Inside by Spaulding on the good drive, and Rangeley is now leading by 8, and here's the replay. Nice drive.
Just
Pretty.
off the elbow. Yes, you saw it as she was elevating. She got hit off that inside elbow, the right elbow on the way up. Heidi Durabs gives a nice hand to Beth Morton as they came to the sideline on the timeout. As she recognizes that you've got to run this offense, and Morton's been the one who's had the chief responsibility up high. If she loses control of the basketball as she did to Becca Hobbs, all of a sudden, Rangeley's in trouble. But to guard the basketball, to run the time off the clock, good job on the part of the Lakers. They're up by 8, 2:41 to go.
You saw the intensity of the basketball game. One of the best replay shots that we've seen was Spaulding going in on that layup. You could really feel that shot.
She had the opening, she went, and it wasn't much of a foul. I mean, you know, when you look at it, say, what was it there? Yeah, it was there. But she was determined to go for it. And with that, she made double figures on the afternoon. She's got 10, and this will make a chance to go for 11.
Karen Spaulding can put Rangeley on top by 9. It is 36-28.
Again, Corey Brochu's job has been met here. The aim was to keep Karen Spaulding under 20 points, to give Valley a decent shot at winning this contest. They've been in this game.
Sarah Bicknell lit it up in the third quarter. Here's Spaulding at the line. She's perfect. Absolutely pretty. 37-28, a 9-point lead for Rangeley. 2.5 minutes left to go in the game. Littlefield, three-pointer on the way. Bango! 37-31. Rangeley by 6. Spaulding with the basketball. Spaulding into the paint, the drive, up and off the rim, no good. The rebound down to Becca Thomas and back right on top. They give it to Morton and now Bicknell. And Sarah comes on the dribble, leaves it for Spaulding. Spaulding near half court. They will take their time on the shots here now. Looking for the good one. Morton to Spaulding as they weave out near half court. Bicknell steps into it. Bicknell drives left-hand corner, comes right back out. No intention here to take the shot unless it's wide open. And the whistle for a foul as Becca Hobbs does what she has to do. She has to foul and send somebody to the line.
Two things in this sequence. Though Becca Thomas wound up with the ball in her hands, the play was actually made by Mae Danforth as she volleyballed the thing out of there like a reverse spike to keep it alive, to let somebody in white pick it up.
It's a good foul because Valley had a foul to give, so nobody goes to the line. Next time it'll be the 1-and-1. Here's Spaulding out on top, guarded by Corey Brochu. That's been a battle all day long. Bicknell drives the paint and dumps it in the corner to a Mae Danforth, gets it right back, and she wants timeout. So Rangeley will take timeout. 1 minute and 27 seconds left to go in the basketball game. Rangeley 37 and Valley 31.
2 3-point shots will tie the score, but you need 2 possessions to get the 2 3-point shots. And right now, the Lakers are intent on denying the Cavaliers a chance to get their hands on the basketball. We may see some strategic fouling coming down the final minute 27 here, forcing the Lakers to go to the line and make the foul shot, and then hope that even with a Mae Danforth in there who has a decided height advantage over anybody that Roy Pelot can put out for Bingham, that, hey, what we want to do is try to get our hands on the basketball. We can do it with the time not running off the clock, but it's going to take a foul shot and putting somebody on the line. The big thing there is to sell the foul so that it is not an intentional call where Rangeley gets the ball back.
87 seconds left. And somebody's going to a state championship. Rangeley or Valley. Spaulding to Bicknell, and she is going to get called for the walk. Bounced it right off her chest. She could not control and took the extra step while it was bouncing around there.
Lindsey Kuhl came in for Corey Brochu. Brochu's played a tremendous defensive game on Karen Spaulding.
Here's Hobbs with it. Top of the circle, guarded by Beth Morton. Into the paint for Christina Hobbs. Back out to Littlefield. Nada Hobbs. Lindsey Kuhl. Heather Kuhl. Side of the lane to Christina Hobbs, and on her drive, she's going to be fouled.
Offensive responsibility for Valley is with number 40, Christina Hobbs. When she got the ball in the first time in the paint, she drew a big crowd. She couldn't spin to the hoop. This time she was able to get to the hoop, drew the foul.
Well, that's the foul that the Lakers had to give. Now everybody's in the 1-and-1. Here's Heather Kuhl with the shot, no good, and the rebound down to Rangeley.
Under 50 seconds, Don.
And we'll bring it down for you now. Karen Spaulding nearly stepped in the backcourt. Gets it off in the corner to Becca Thomas. Bicknell, Spaulding, under 40 seconds. Left to go. And Rangeley with a 6-point lead. Spaulding, top of the circle. Don't need to shoot, and Littlefield runs into Spaulding. And we'll get the 1-and-1 situation.
They're going to call it the 1-and-1, even though the judgment of intent there, I don't believe Christie was coming out to say hello to Karen Spaulding. I think she was coming out to commit the foul and get the clock stopped with 28 and change left here.
So at the line is Karen Spaulding. The junior guard, the point guard, a good one for Rangeley. And the shot on the way, off the back of the iron, no good. She will not get a chance at the second one. Pulled down by Heather Kuhl on the rebound. Now to Hobbs. Near the circle to Littlefield. Littlefield to Lindsey Kuhl. The three-pointer on the way, off the rim, no good. Rebound battled for on the floor, picked up by Christina Hobbs. She is tripped up and she will go to the line to shoot the 1-1.
Danforth picks up her 4th foul. Not bad, though. 11.7 seconds to go. And the top seed's going to prevail here, Don, unless something truly weird happens.
Class B girls winner last night, the Kennebunk Lady Rams. Class B boys winner last night, the York Wildcats. And we're about to crown our 3rd Western Regional champion of the afternoon.
Kennebunk advances to play Holton. The Shire Towners prevailing in the Eastern Bees, and the John Baptist Crusaders continue their undefeated march toward a state championship, possibly, as they win the Eastern Bee 30-28 over Rockland. That must have been an interesting game. I should have...
Standing in their way, though, is Rick Brault.
Just a little bit.
And his Wildcats from York. And we will have that game for you, by the way. We might as well mention that. We will have the state champion Class B games 1 week from tonight, right here on Maine Public Television. And on Thursday night, statewide, you can see the Class D state championship games, boys and girls.
Live from the Bangor Auditorium.
Right. I'd like to promote who's going to do those games, but I can't remember.
Maine Public Television.
Maine Public Television. Forget about the announcers. We're just here for the ride, and we hope you're enjoying the ride we're giving you on Maine Public Television for the first time, the Western Maine B, C, and D tournament finals. At the line, good look at her, Christina Hobbs. She'll be shooting the 1-1 with 11.7 seconds left to go.
Strong game for Roy Pilot's Cavaliers.
Here's the shot. Off the glass, no good. Rebound battle for Spalding, picks it up, and Spalding gets fouled immediately. And Heather Kuhl took a
elbow to the nose.
Little shot in the face there.
That's the insult added to the injury.
Here we go.
The injury brought tears to her eyes. Whack. The insult is she got called for the foul.
2 seconds clicked off the clock, so we're down to 9 seconds. And another timeout called. 37-32. Rangeley leading by 5 with only 9 seconds left to go. Safe to assume here, although I've seen stranger things happen, that the Lakers are going to the state championship.
Nice display of support for the Valley Cavaliers across the way as they're singing the fight song for Valley High School of Bingham.
Got to remember, these are very small schools. We were talking about the enrollment.
112.
112 enrollment. I don't know what high school you went to, but I mean, that was like...
We had more kids on detention
I know,
in one class.
So did we. That was like lunchroom time, you know? We had 112 there. But these are very small schools. But the spirit for all these schools, whether they're large enrollments or small enrollments, the spirit is miles high.
79 kids attend Rangeley, and 112 are at Valley High in Bingham. And to give you an idea, the shortest road trip for the Rangeley Lakers is an hour and a half by bus.
Oh. Here's Karen Spalding at the line. Shot is off the rim, no good. Down under 8 seconds now left to go in the basketball game. Down comes Valley. Christina Hobbs, right side of the lane, tied up on the floor, picked up by Kuhl, and the buzzer goes, and that's it. The Rangeley Lakers come in here seeded number 1 and prove the point. Rangeley goes to the state championship next Thursday night at the Bangor Auditorium, representing the western part of the state, and you can see the happiness there.
But what a great effort by Valley. Roy Pilot's got a lot to be proud of, and so do his kids. As they came in here, a 5-point game. You realize they played them straight up and down the court. Look at across the way as Heidi DeRaps is going down through and congratulating the Valley Cavaliers as these kids came in here. They lost by 15 in an up-tempo game. They lost by 20 in a slowdown game, and they came in here and gave Rangeley everything they could ask for.
So that's the way we ended here. We'll have the awards ceremony in just a few minutes. But it's 37-32 on your final. The Rangeley Lakers over the Valley Cavaliers. And Rangeley will go to the state championship. We don't know who the opponent is going to be, but you'll see it Thursday night, right here on Maine Public Television, so be there for that one. Second game, waiting in the wings. Valley will play again, this time against the Hyde School. And wait till you see the Phoenix run here this afternoon.
The Valley girls are going to shower up, and they're going to get right back out here because they know what time it is. It's game time. It's game time for their counterparts on the boys' side.
Of the ceremonial cutting down of the nets.
We've asked Bob Gardner, our broadcasting fellow here, to go over and let's get one of those T-shirts. In fact, let's get one from the Rangeley Lakers as well. How bad do you want it? They want it real bad.
Real bad. The most exciting T-shirts of the tournament as you watch Beth Morton.
Heidi DeRaps is on the phone, which is an interesting touch. If you look across the way,
there's Beth.
The coach of the Rangeley Lakers is on a cell phone. Hello.
Probably talking to the stock market, right?
She's ordering pizza.
At the other end, Sarah Bicknell cut down the other net. And what a game she played. It was her third quarter performance that gives you that result. Class D, Western champions, the Rangeley Lakers.
There's Beth Morton. Bicknell's a 5'8" senior. Defensively, she turned the thing around. When Valley came back and took a lead on Rangeley, it was up to the seniors to step forward, and Bicknell did the job in spades in that third quarter.
Now Bruce Cooper has the job of putting it all back together.
This is Maureen Cooper's spouse.
The spouse.
The spouse. Heidi's
Now-
done ordering the pizza.
Now we have the award ceremony. Here is the chairman of the Western Maine Basketball Commission, Mr. Bill Riley.
Thank you. As a representative of the Maine Principals Association, let me congratulate both Valley and Rangeley on their outstanding play here today. I thought it was a wonderful ball game. The young ladies displayed great sportsmanship, and I'm sure their schools, their families, and their communities are very proud of them. At this time, runner-up awards. Would Coach Blott and his assistant Betty Price come up? For Upper Valley Memorial High School, the managers, Rebecca Bean. Karen Anderson. Jamie Dunton. Are the ball girls here?
Yes.
Ball girls, Mariah Harrell. And Aaron Melcher. Team personnel, Lindsay Cool. Becca Bean.
Becca Hobbs. Rebecca Hobbs. Becca Hobbs. It should be Becca Hobbs.
Becca Hobbs. Bridget Paddock. Cheryl McDonald. Heather Cool. Christina Hobbs. Shayna Parker. Suzanne Vaughn. Charity Nichols. Kelly Sweet. Team captains, Corey Brochu. Team captain, Christy Littlefield. Would the Valley coaches and captains please come forward? To Valley High School, the girls basketball Western Regional runners-up for 1993. Congratulations. And now, the Western Maine girls Class D champions for 1993, Rangeley Lakes Regional School. With Coach Heidi Duraps and Steve Richards, please come help me with the awards. There you go, Steve. Managers, Deanna Dunham. Joe Clark. Team personnel, Beth Sheehan. Pam Haley. Kelly Morton. Tori Hoffman. Allison Morton. Jessica Mallory. Becca Thomas. Liz Linnell. Lisa McLaughlin. Amay Danforth. Team captains, Karen Spaulding. Beth Morton. Sarah Bicknell. Would the team captains please come forward with their coaches? The plaque symbolic of Western Maine girls basketball regional Class D champions, Rangeley High School. They're yours. Welcome. Patricia Gallagher Award. Each year, the Western Maine Board of Approved Basketball Officials selects a boy and a girl in each of the Western Maine tournament classifications to receive an award. The award is based on both individual and team-oriented skills throughout the 3 rounds of play. Also, and more importantly, it recognizes the character and sportsmanship displayed by the recipient. In Girls Class D, the award is named for Patricia A. Gallagher. Mrs. Gallagher was a pioneer among women basketball officials in the late 1960s and in the 1970s, earning respect as both an interscholastic and an intercollegiate referee. Though retired from active officiating, Mrs. Gallagher remains actively involved in athletics, serving as the athletic secretary at the University of Southern Maine. The Western Maine Board of Officials and Representative Don Atkinson are proud to present the 1993 Patricia A. Gallagher Award to Sarah Bicknell of Rangeley Regional School. Thank you very much.
There you have it, the Rangeley Lakers for the 2nd year in a row. We want to mention that this is the 2nd year in a row they have won the Western Girls Class D tournament. And they will go to the state championship as you see them kneel at the foul line now for the ceremonial team picture.
When Heidi DeRaps was a player,
She's in the red, by the way.
She's in the red with the corsage, and you could tell in the award ceremony the affection with which her kids hold her and she them, as she was on the first ever championship team for the Rangeley Lakers in 1984. Went back there the first year she coached. They won 2 games, and this is what they have: repeats as the Western Maine champion, heading to the big dance next Thursday at the Bangor Auditorium.
What we call the show. Here's the stats coming up, Dave.
And you can see how Rangeley picked up in the second half. In order to get to that point where they could shoot 36% from the floor, they really had to improve. They only had 27% shooting in the first half. As, again, not a lot of foul shots taken, and both teams were able to protect the ball pretty well as they kept their turnovers under 20. The shooting from the floor, the pickup in that third quarter, especially by Sarah Bicknell, and to get any points at all out of Karen Spaulding. She hit the 3. All of a sudden you have to respect her a little bit more. Corey Brochu played a great game for Valley defensively on Karen Spaulding. Somebody else had to come through, and you just saw who did it. As she got the plaque, the Gallagher Award, as the outstanding player here, Sarah Bicknell had a tremendous third quarter, and she led the Rangeley Lakers to the Western Class D Girls Championship.
Well, here's an interview you're going to enjoy. One of the nicest coaches in Class D is standing by with Bob Gardner, Heidi DeRaps. Take it away, Bob.
Okay, thanks. And I am with Heidi DeRapp. And if you're a Buckfield player, a Buckfield fan, a Buckfield coach, it's happiness all over the Augusta Civic Center. Congratulations, Heidi. How does it feel? It's not a new, it's last year over again. Is it any different?
I don't know. I was thinking about that after the game. Obviously, the first, Western Maine Championship is something very special, but to do it 2 years in a row, basically with the same bunch of kids, it feels great, and I got to say it's a little bit sweeter this time.
I thought that the game was tight all the way. Was there any time that you thought you had it, or was it right down to the wire?
I got to give a lot of credit to that Valley club. They came to play, and they played very tough and very hard, and they knew what they had to do to try to beat us, and they worked at it. But I really felt if we could just get a lead in that fourth quarter, that we could hang on to it, and we did.
Well, it was wonderfly exciting. I got to ask you another question. I'm sure a lot of people would like to know, how does Buckfield keep turning out these really good teams every year?
You mean Rangeley? We work. We don't have a very big school. There's only 42 girls in the high school, but they love basketball, and we go to camp all summer, and we play a lot of summer basketball. And these kids like to win, and they've just figured out that a lot of hard work can help you get you there. So that's what they've dedicated themselves to do.
And I thought one final thing, that the sportsmanship was terrific out there all through the game, and then to watch the post-game ceremony with the Rangeley and the Valley players hugging, and it was a nice atmosphere.
Definitely. You know, sportsmanship is very, very important to me and to our team. It's something that comes first on our club before winning. And without sportsmanship, I don't think that you can be gracious winner. So it's certainly something that we talk about a lot and we work on.
Heidi, it's going to be, is it South Central or?
It's Central, well actually Central Aroostook and Southern Aroostook play today at 1:30, so I'm not really sure. I'm sure it was a battle though. They're both very good teams.
Well, we sure wish you the best of luck, and congratulations to the total program at Rangeley, to you, and we hope you have a good ride in that last one.
Thank you very much. We certainly hope so too.
And I have a half-inch tape so that you got to capture all the moments of the game here this afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you a lot. Bye-bye. Okay, we'll be back at the Augusta Civic Center in just a moment.
Look around and you'll see the future.
We've got the boys on the court for the Class D boys final, Western final. And if you're just joining us, the final score of the girls Class D Western final, Rangeley 37, Valley 32. The Rangeley Lakers move on to the state championship, and we'll try to get you that Southern Aroostook score as quickly as we can. And we'll be back to the Augusta Civic Center right after this.
Today's second game features